Welcome to Innovation Labs. My name's Andy Lamb.
I'm Hayden.
I'm Emma. And I'm Sarah.
So it's 2025. We've been asked to come up with the future of the recruitment solutions. We've come across the problems that we're having to look at future generations. So we're looking beyond Generation Zero and what is going to be attractive to them. We looked at the success of hashtags. We looked at the success of augmented technology through Pokemon Go, and we really thought that this would be a really exciting technology that would be able to access candidates on their day-to-day activities and really get our brand out there. So people look at how do people look for jobs? It's gone from the print media, where people were looking in the papers at the weekend. It's gone to people looking online, and these methodologies are dying out. So we had to come up with something slightly different. So as I say, we looked at the success of Pokemon Go and augmented technology. So here's our solution. Over to yourself, Hayden.
Okay, cool. So looking at building on what we've currently got with HireView, we're using geotagging, so you might tag a specific area, such as the Unilever head office, and look at specific times of the day, such as 6 p.m. at night. Another way of doing this, we could look at sporting events such as Guinness sponsor England Rugby, and push some type of information to these people because we'll have that information from their systems that they're using. Once it sort of pops up, it will send you into an immersive type experience where you can get an understanding of like the distillery or maybe even as a sales rep what it's like on a day-to-day basis.
So, employee branding. An extension to geotagging would be packaging on drinks. So, for example, Johnny Walker, if you press on the packaging, this could tell you the history about Johnny Walker, how the drinks came about, and where the drinks are, or how the company is doing now. An extension to this is social media. I'm sure that will still be around. So hashtags, ensuring all worldwide Diageo employees do hashtags so non-employees can see that and hopefully get an interest and keep the branding going.
So I'm talking about the sourcing of talent. Obviously, Hayden and Andy have kind of briefly touched on that, particularly with the geotagging, but going into a bit more detail about that. Obviously, geotagging, for example, going into a more detailed example, say a Unilever employee is waiting for their bus at 6 p.m. and a kind of virtual bus ad will come up with a call to action to the Diageo job app. I imagine that every company will probably have a specific jobs app within 8 years' time, as that seems to be the way it's going. So it'll have a call to action to there. They can see what jobs there are to apply for. Obviously, it then goes into the virtual reality. So again, an immersive experience. They can, have a look around a distillery or around the head office or the team that they'd be working in, kind of take a virtual tour. And then obviously they can go into various other bits about Diageo, the company, benefits, everything else that will be on the app. Obviously, candidate experience is really, really important nowadays. It's a really candidate-led market, pretty much in every industry. So you've got to have that at the forefront, particularly with the younger generations. They get very easily frustrated. If they don't like something, if they get bored with something, or they feel like they're waiting too long, they're just going to drop out of the process. So we really have to take that into account. So to overcome that, Sarah's going to go into a bit more detail.
So our idea is a virtual experience, so to give the candidates a full understanding of what the actual offices are like, what it's like on a normal working day. They could go into this Geo app and have a look at that and see what the offices are like, what different parts of, for example, say they like going to the gym, they can go to the gym in the virtual app, have a look. If they want to see if they'll get a bonus or what the package is, they can go to the payroll department and have a look at that. So it's an insight into what the daily life would be of someone if they worked at Diageo.
Now, this also leads into retention, where say someone's working a bit late at Diageo or something like that, and they're walking home, we can use the same type of app to remind them of the ability to upskill themselves at the academy, using some of the academy things, or even providing, say, like he's a financial accountant at the moment, letting him know that there's a senior financial accountant role coming up within the same location or something like that, all set up within the same app.
So what's the return on investment? The return on investment would be a reduced time to hire. We'd look at reduced costs. We get direct to the source for the candidates, as well as being able to use that candidate across many different assessors. We feel that it would decrease the needs of assessment centres, which again would go back to the reducing the time to hire. So I think we've answered the brief, and I'll just ask these people in the virtual reality world if they think that we've been successful.
Way!